What is up there, SEO pros? How you guys doing? Oh no! No! Hold on. Wait, was it working? I just didn't see it. It probably was working. Wow. Okay, well, either way it's working now. What's up, Tom? Dude, I feel so good right now. Like, this is the first time that I slept in so long. Last night I finally was able to go to sleep. I've been meditating though, so I think it's been helping. Not that you guys care about that. Or you should care. It doesn't matter. So what we're doing today is we're gonna be targeting some keywords. That's why I went for free search engine consultant. Basically, I'm answering questions today, but I saw that was a pretty good keyword to go for, that people are looking for. I don't know why anybody would do this stuff for free, but Discuss Play says, "What's up? What's up?" So what I'm doing is I'm actually working, but at the same time I'm answering your questions. So right now what I'm doing, I can show you, is this is the moving company we've been working with. They're ranking on the first page now for movers, but I'm just getting more reviews for them. So I'm just going through and asking people for reviews. But at the same time, I'm going to be answering your questions. So if you have any questions and you need any sort of quick answers, try to be more specific with your questions today if you guys can be. Like, I know a lot of you guys are like, how do I do SEO? Or how do I make money? And that's like, those questions are really, really broad, and I prefer if you guys could ask like way more specific questions. But yeah, so one of the other things I was considering is creating a private Facebook group just for doing Q&As and like group sessions, where I would do it maybe like once or twice weekly. I put it in the Facebook group as a poll how much people would pay monthly for that, and I got shot down pretty heavily. Everybody was like, I'd pay $0, which I really don't believe. I feel like if I had a good Facebook group, that a lot of people could get like the extra help in and like group consultations, that sort of thing, that they would be they'd be likely to pay at least, I would say, $47 a month, but that's what I think. Okay, so Andrew says, brand new site, where do I start? Oh man, Andrew, are you doing this on purpose, man? Okay, well, if you are being serious, you want to start with a game plan on what your goals are. Really depends on the site and what you want out of it. Kumail says, I need assistance, please. My ranks are stuck on page 2. Can you please check and advise? So I'm not gonna do audits right now, but I will answer questions. Quality Punch, can you please check my web? Quick question. All right, I'll answer some questions in the SEO group. So we got Marcus saying, hey Chase Reiner, I noticed you took down your latest video where you were showing step by step how to do an SEO audit. I was listening to it on my phone last night while driving. Zoom in there. And thought I'd finish it when I got home, but it looks like you removed it. Were you giving away too many goodies on that video for free that you should be preserved only for your private group? If so, I understand. I should have pulled over and finished it. If that's not the case, will you repost the video? So that video was part 10 of the VIP group, the paid course that I'm doing. And I accidentally pressed the stream button. So that's what happened there. Gintz Grinberg says, quick discussion question. Have you noticed that Google starts to ignore canonical link tags? I started to see some trends that in some cases Google ignores them, and in some cases Google didn't index duplicate content where canonical's not used, but normally canonicals should be there as a mandatory to avoid duplicate content. Are we on the way when SEO will just be relevant and useful content, UX, and satisfied visitor, and all the technical things will be less and less important? So I think yes, but I don't know about the technical things being less important. I think we are definitely on the way for UX. In terms of Google not picking up the canonical tags, maybe it just hasn't. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen Google not pick up canonical tags. Never seen Google not pick up canonical tags. Are you sure they are being implemented correctly? All right, back to the discussion in the chat. We got, sorry, I was joking. I knew it. Discuss place says authority backlink or relevant backlinks. Well, hopefully you're going to get both, right? So I got this stuff. It's called Onnit. It's like it's called a brainotropic. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's like coffee in a way. Okay, let's keep the questions going. So Deshal said, because I know Chase likes SEO memes, and then there's a picture of Spider-Man saying I have a big long tail keyword. Or the guy who plays Spider-Man. Hey Chase, thanks for the ad. Thanks for joining. By the way, if you guys aren't in the Facebook group, all you have to do is text the word SEO up here to 66866. You can get into the group and talk about SEO with us. Okay. Next question. Bill says, I have a challenge for you, Chase Reiner. Complete an SEO audit like you normally do, but without any paid tools, only free tools. So I have actually done this in most of my audits. So the tools I use are Mozbar, which is free. You can get the paid version, but I don't use it. Screaming Frog, which is free, unless I'm doing like a huge audit, like on a freaking 15,000 page index site, then it'll be like Deep Crawl, which is not free. What else? I use like SEO Centro, which is free. That's like pretty much all I use. I mean, everything other than that. Oh yeah, Whitespark for local citation checking, which you don't need the paid version. So I'm just gonna list these. So after thinking about this, most of the tools I use most of the audits I've done are using free tools. Here they are. Mozbar, Screaming Frog, SEO Centro, Whitespark, free version, Moz Local for citation checking, and that's pretty much it. And free version of SEMrush. I'll use that sometimes. Most of the tools that I use that are paid are not for checking SEO. It's more for doing like tracking and whatnot, or content automation. Can we see a tour of the office? If I could get on my phone, this camera is like not going to be able to show the whole office. I'll do like another live stream where we can see the office. I'll do it in the Facebook group. I want to know about no follow links. What do you want to know about them? Michael Judel says, and people in South Africa can text that number. Can't text that number. Okay, well then, sorry, here, I'll just give you the link. Or join here. There you go. That's for South Africa. Mina Bridgewater says, once you select a keyword to rank, do you have a method to calculate the number of backlinks to get that keyword and page ranked? No, because I don't try to rank pages with backlinks, like, alone. I just use off-page SEO as like a extra measure, even though a lot of people use that as the main ranking factor, which it is one of the main ranking factors, but I try not to spend as much time building links as I do trying to build quality content. So I sent a message to Brian Dean because somebody off of YouTube messaged me thinking I was Brian Dean. Iman says, hi all, I started an audit an e-commerce website and noticed that the WordPress theme is used theme is used is a null theme from JoJo Themes. Is it better recommended change and get the theme from example theme force, or does anyone has done SEO for themes like that? I couldn't answer that because I don't actually do design. I just do SEO. Nor am I familiar with that theme. Thanks for adding me. Zachary says, Google AdWords PPC question. A friend is complaining that all his competitors click his ads, thus depleting his budget. Any way to stop this from happening? Spoken to Google and they can't do anything apparently. Otherwise, anyone knows someone who can develop a script that clicks competitors' ads? LOL at this, but seems my friend is kind of desperate. Feel free to pitch as it isn't my client. So yeah, you can add like IPs in there. You can like add if you're getting a lot of clicks from the same IP address, you can add blockers for the IPs. I was going to answer that, but it looks like they already answered it. We got discuss places. Does Wikipedia links still work? I mean, they might work in terms of making you rank higher for your keywords, but I wouldn't use that as like a SEO strategy. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do that may or may not help your SEO, but there's also a lot of stuff that would help more if you spent your time doing that instead of spending your time doing other things, if that makes sense. Dwayne says, how do you properly set up different local location landing pages for SEO? So it depends. I know this is a classic SEO question answer, but it really depends on like what you're doing with your site. If you're if your area is super competitive, you might want to make it so that you have separate silos of content around that certain area. So like for instance, it might be really easy to rank for one area and you only need like one page for that, versus like if you're trying to go for New York and you might even need like an entirely other sub-site just for that because of how competitive it is. The best way usually to do it is to have it all on a sub, like, so you would have your main domain, your subfolder targeting like a certain like state, if you're going for that many different things. Otherwise, because it might be that your website is just targeting a certain city. So you want to figure out like, are you trying to target the world? Or are you trying to target like just a state? Or are you trying to target? And then once you do that, you build out from your homepage. So you're, depending on how you do it, you might have your next level down be like the state or the city level, and then the different cities inside that county on the next level down. And then you can have your services associated with that. And then you would use things like local schema markup. You'd set up separate Google My Business locations if you could, get your NAP consistency correct across those different local indexing platforms, build reviews. So there's a lot that goes into it, but ideally you would want to have 300 to 500 words of hyper relevant text at least, with pictures of that location, targeting or talking about that location. And then if it's really competitive, creating link silos within that architecture, the sub architect, or the content. So like the different area. So if you're like targeting New York, you would hopefully have like New York. So if it was like New York computer repair, you'd hopefully have like New York computer repair, New York virus removal, New York, and then all of those would silo within that subfolder that you're going for. So if you're targeting like, you know, an entire country, and then inside the subfolders you would have you know, like New York, and then all of the things about New York that you target within New York, and then those are all internally linking, and then you're doing like 5 to 10 pages. So it might sound like confusing, but that's because it is. And the best way to do it is through testing. Like you might only need one page for it. So anyways, that was a really long answer. I apologize. So we got Ryan says, hey Chase, do you do any coding? Well, it depends on what you consider coding. A lot of people don't think HTML is coding. I mean, schema markup, I do. I don't know if you call that coding. And I don't know if people consider SEO coding, because it's not necessarily really coding. I don't do like technical coding. Like I don't do Java, or I know Linux actually. I took a Linux class once. Callie says, I thought Google filters competitors' clicks. It tries to, but it doesn't always get past it, which is unfortunate. Mina Bridgewater says, can you discuss how you set up your videos, the Twitch style layout of the video, the tools you were using to create the videos? Yeah, so I actually covered this in the paid course, how to set this up. Basically, I'm just using like a template, and I'm using something called OBS, and I'm connecting to the YouTube API with OBS. It's pretty easy to set up, but it does take like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do. If you want to figure it out, you can either Google just like OBS setup, or you can take my paid course by going to my site and just going to course. Alrighty, right. Troy says, any SEO best practices for clients who have vertical one-page scrolling websites? Make use of HTML 5 seconds with unique IDs, and you can use multiple H1s. That's a good answer. Marcel says, need a closer or company to do these leads. I have leads coming in from people. Oh yeah. So this is somebody who's getting leads but doesn't want to do the work. Eric says, I have a new client, thank you Chase, who sells a racing product and really could sell them worldwide. Just curious as to tactics that I could/should focus on with a possible worldwide audience. For my own site, so far I've taken the local first approach with success and continually tried to expand to nearby locations, but for this one, looking for any advice on working with a product that could really be sold anywhere. Curious for any inputs on areas of focus opposed to local. Thank you for any advice. So let me just think about that one more time. Who sells a racing product and really could sell them worldwide? What tactics should I use for a worldwide audience for my own site? So far, I've taken the local approach. So I try not to spend like a lot of time doing like, I spend a lot of time doing content in the beginning for any site. So like, if you're a brand new site, even if you're local, you can start building out skyscraper pieces of content and start ranking it. Just because generally it's something that's really easy to do and it's something that works. I've found a way to streamline this, and the cool thing about this is it builds authority. You can do a lot with it. You can start funneling people to a Facebook group and do an email newsletter and then start selling them on pretty much anything, and using them to generate reviews, especially if you're local. And you can streamline the whole process with something called Pitchbox, and I talk about this in the paid course, and how to set it up. But ideally you want to have like 5 to 10, in my opinion, like cornerstone pieces of content. So content that's like really going to be substantial on your site and provide a lot of long-term value. That's usually around 5,000 plus words. And like I said, there is a way to make this like where you don't have to spend 1,000 hours trying to create this content, and you can pretty much just streamline the process. But ideally, you're not going to be trying to just like build links to a product page in the very beginning, trying to rank for like racing car seats or something, because like that's what everybody else is trying to do, and they're all just trying to go for the same links, and it's like, in my opinion, that's not really providing any value like that everybody else is also trying to provide. So I would go for the skyscrapers first. That's like pretty much what I recommend to everybody, especially with new sites. Let's see. It says create highlight. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. There used to be a button on here where I could click play ad, and it would play an ad while we were live. And then people used to get really mad at me for doing that, but it looks like I can't do that anymore. Okay. Let's see. Can I copy the playback time here? Oh, I can't. Start with cornerstone content and streamline the process. Answered in more depth in this video around 18 minutes. in. Okay. Showcat Alam says, hi, how do you get backlinks for local business? I optimize on-page SEO and rank local keywords on page 3 by proper internal linking structure, schema, etc. But the problem is getting backlinks. I do create local citations too, but failed to rank local business site on page 1 for good keywords. Thanks. Hashtag Chase. So what I used to do when I was trying to rank for computer repair, which I think I'm losing rankings on this because I'm pretty sure I got a manual penalty. But it's only because of the, oh, it looks like I'm #1 right now, but I'm logged in. Because I apparently have spammy schema markup on here, and it's from the separate location pages I made. It's #1 though still. I have a manual penalty, it's #1. That's so ridiculous. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so what I would do is I would go to something like Backlink Watch. So like I would look at the top competitors, so I'd be like, okay, this is one of my competitors, boom, grab their link, go to backlinkwatch.com or whatever it is. We'll just type in backlink checker. I mean, a lot of people overcomplicate this stuff. We just go here, boom, check backlinks. And then I just look at the people that are linking to them and I go, oh, this would be an easy link. And then I just go and email those people and be like, hey, I saw you were linking to this business. Do you think you could link to me? So like all of this stuff we don't need. But if we find something like local to Santa Barbara, let's see. A lot of these are like SEO checking tools and like Alexa and stuff. And the reason why so many people are checking this site, I think, is because in a lot of my videos I talk about how this is like a really good architecture that you can build off of. So I think a lot of these are from the SEO communities checking the backlinks on this stuff. So I know he has more links than this. I mean, ideally, you probably want to go through a link checker that would give you all the links. Oh, it looks like it's still showing more. But there was one link that I found after going through these, and I actually got a link, and it was like a DA40, it was like a .gov or something for like green businesses in Santa Barbara, and that actually made my site go up a couple rankings like literally a week after getting it. So this is kind of the stuff I focus on like doing last after all of the other stuff's taken care of, like the citations, the review generation, the site architecture, the build, the content creation, the landing pages, all that stuff. And then I would start going in and looking for a couple of these to give the boost. Blake says, great tips, Chase. I recommend your stuff to a lot of people. Thanks, Blake. I appreciate that. Tobias says, wouldn't it be much better to use a tool such as Ahrefs for this? It would be, Mr. Tobias. But I try to only use free tools so that the people who come to this channel don't have to pay for anything. Except for my SEO courses. You guys are welcome to pay for that. Showcat says, so I'm just going to say I answered this question around 22 minutes. Around 21 minutes. Alrighty, right. We got somebody posted their blog. Hey guys, I currently just got hired as an SEO specialist at a marketing firm with very little experience, so Chase's videos are really helping a lot right now. I hope to learn more tactics on SEO here as well. Welcome to the group, man. Okay, Morgan says, what are some long-term services that you can provide where the customer can actually see results? For initial clients, most of the legwork is front-loaded. You do a site audit, fix the gross errors on the website, and then track a few keywords. What next? I'm talking about months 3 to 6. So there's a lot you can do. You can do conversion rate optimization, continue content creation, keep getting cornerstone piece of content built, link outreach if you want to start doing off-page. You can start building out social campaigns if you wanted to. It depends on what you want to do. But ideally, a lot of stuff around content and building authority. Because that's something you could always do, and you can always optimize new content. Disha says, can anyone tell me how to convert international traffic? Convert it into what? Customers? Email signups? Tim says, does anyone here work as a freelance SEO writer? Any idea how difficult it is to getting paid jobs on Freelancer and Upwork? If you are legit and have content that is ranking, people will pay you a lot of money to write for them. Ideally, it comes down to how much you want to charge and finding someone who will pay that. Sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Okay, Josh Bashinsky's on the freaking stream. Josh says, how do I get to see Chase at a conference in Victoria, BC, Canada? So, Josh is holding a conference in Canada, which I was going to book the hotel, Josh, but it was in Canadian dollars, and I don't know how much it's costing, and I didn't want to spend the time figuring out what the conversion from Canadian dollars to US dollars is. But yeah, if you guys want to check out his conference, I'm sure he'll leave a link if he's still here. And I'm probably going to be there as well. And I might even do a little spiel on local SEO there. Leumina says, hi Chase, I had a job interview as an SEO specialist, but I think I did not get the job. What are the top 5 skills to have to be a technical SEO specialist? So if you were to come to me and say that you're a technical SEO specialist, I would expect that you would to know certain things like schema markup, site architecture, like being able to take care of things like robust.txt files and sitemaps, and be able to know what pages to no index and what pages to index, and how to get rid of duplicate content, how to, you know, handle crawl rate optimization, basically like anything that would be somewhat technical, right? So if you were just to do like, oh, I know how to do on-page SEO, and then you're like, oh, I can do these heading tags and these paragraphs, and like not know anything about like what would you do if there was like 50,000 pages being indexed, but only 20,000 of them are actually like not duplicate content, and then you weren't able to give me a solution there, I would say, hey, look, it doesn't look like you really know technical SEO. So I would start looking at people like on LinkedIn who have titles as technical SEOs, see what they do, and then see if you can solve that on like big sites. Also try to audit like a really big site and see what kind of problems you encounter. Because when you're auditing big sites, it's a lot different than when you're auditing small sites. And there's usually, you have to figure out, so like what are the top 10 things that I should fix on a site with, you know, 50,000 different errors on it, which, you know, figuring out the top 10 for that, one of those things could take like 3 years to fix. And do you want to spend that time doing that? Mina says, do you install and configure Google Analytics Tag Manager for your clients or set up conversion tracking? Are you going to ever do any videos on this? So I have 2 videos on conversion tracking, offline and online. I don't know where they are. Oh, I think they're on my site. Well, if you just look up offline conversion tracking or online conversion tracking and then 2017, or my name, Chase Reiner, at the end of it, you'll find them. I don't do Tag Manager, but I do analytics. Tom says, do you guys do Black Hat versus White Hat on Wednesdays, or is it random? It's every Wednesday at 1:30, I believe. Right, Josh? Or 1 o'clock. R. Davis says, what is the benefit of using Tag Manager for Google Analytics? So I believe Tag Manager, you can manage a lot more like tracking more easily. It's just really hard to set up and like learn, which is why I don't want to spend the time doing it. Josh Basinski says LOL. CAD equals less than USD. Canada. Tobias says using rel canonical is important when doing technical stuff. Well, yeah, especially if you have duplicate content and 50 versions of the same content. You don't know which one you want to rank or which one you want Google to rank. All right. We got Bill Barnes says, Chase, when implementing an SEO roadmap, what are the paid tools required? Do you force your clients to purchase the tools they need, like Pitchbox, Citation Builder? Oh, I guess I already answered this. No paid tools are required. Yep. Stephen Kang did an article on Google stacking. I actually haven't looked at this yet. I think I overviewed it, but it looks pretty interesting. Adam says, I'm trying to help rank a #1 for wedding photography, wedding videography, Gold Coast. I had him optimize his title and H1 for it, but the WordPress theme is not friendly for paragraph copy on the homepage. Do you think this is stopping him? He has better authority than the #1 guy. I'm curious what you think may be holding him back. So yeah, I mean, content's huge. If you can't get content on your homepage, it looks like you have some here. There's no internal links, which is a problem. I mean, there could be a lot going on with this site, other than just, you know, putting an H1 and a title in here. It would really, I'd have to look at the whole thing, but yeah, there's no easy 5-second answer on this one. I'm just gonna say, first of all, there's no internal linking, which is a big miss on here. R. Davis says, do you take a setup fee initially as well as charge them monthly? I think you're talking about my clients. So I just charge people for SEO packages. I don't try to get anybody on a retainer. I tell them that it's usually going to take a certain amount of time before the results are seen, but it's not guaranteed. And then the setup fee, I don't usually, it's just whatever the package is. Josh Krasinski says, White Hat versus Black Hat, usually every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific. Some weeks we take off, depending on whether or not Josh has to go play guitar. Tom says, I'd love to see you do an SEO audit on an SEO company's website. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, but I don't want to destroy anybody's website. I mean, even my site, my Chase Runner site has a lot of errors. It really just comes down to time. There's a lot of people who do SEO and are not able to get their websites completely dialed in because they have so many clients like me, which is not an excuse. I could spend more time doing it. I know there's more important things. Hello, everybody. At the moment, I'm helping a website go international. Now's the situation that they want to target English-speaking people in the UK with website.uk and English-speaking people in Dutchland with website.de hreflang equals en. With on both URLs the same translated website with the same content. What I'm interested in is how this will work out with duplicate content. Will this be no problem because of the geo-targeting of the different countries with so I don't really know how hreflang works because I've never really spent the time studying it. So I'm going to skip this one. Chris says, have a SERP not using the meta description and has way more than 160 characters. The problem is it's 3 sentence fragments that don't really make sense or help click-through rate. Any ideas how to fix this? Is he asking how to change a meta description? Oh, it's not using the meta description. It might be because your meta description that you're using isn't actually targeting what the user intent is defined, so Google's showing something else. I wouldn't worry too much about if Google's picking it up, or just pick out like, so what you can do is if it's showing something else in the meta description or in the description in the search results, you can just grab that, put that in your meta description, and then just make it 160, the first 160 characters. But if it's showing more than 160 characters, then that's probably a good thing in my opinion. It's to improve the click-through rates. I don't know why that wouldn't help click-through rates. Mina says, when you take on a new client, how do you go implementing a content plan for that client? How many articles do you create on a monthly basis within your packages? So I just try to focus on creating one cornerstone piece of content per month. And I talk about this in the paid course, how I actually streamline this process with Pitchbox. Tom says, kind of like how it's the plumber who always has the leaky toilet. Yeah, exactly. I've never heard of that, but yeah, I guess that's what you would compare that to. Dwayne says, are you still doing audits? I still do them, but I've been extremely busy. Josh says, website for the conference is here. White Hat versus blackhatconference.com. Make sure to bug chase until he sends me a bio and pic. The pic is better have a water jug in it. John Market says, hi Chase, would you rent backlinks for local SEO? And I'll grab this right here so you guys can go to the website if you want to join the conference. Oh, for some reason that didn't link for me here. There you go. John said, hi Chase, would you rent backlinks for local SEO? Is it worth it? So I've never even heard of renting backlinks. I've heard of buying backlinks, which I already disapprove of, but renting them is just a whole nother level. I would definitely not do that. So I did a poll. I asked, what are your biggest struggles with SEO right now? We have off-page SEO, getting SEO clients. It's two easy things to you. On-page SEO, I don't have a struggle. So pretty interesting to hear this. I did this poll last time and it was like mainly getting SEO clients, which is why I created that course. In terms of off-page SEO, I'm probably not going to create a course on that because I don't specialize in that. Fiorino Malk says, anyone need guest posting opportunities here? No, I'm just going to delete that. All right. I don't know what this is. Second phase of, whoa, what the heck? Holy cow, this is a huge post. I'm not going to read all of this. I don't have the time for that. I posted previously about a preschool opening up a second location. We decided to go with a locations page on the main website. However, now the question is, do they continue to use their same Facebook page, or is it better to create a separate page for the new location? Is there any advantage in terms of ranking to one over the other? Yeah, so you want to create separate local indexing platforms for each separate Google My Business or our landing or location page if you have a different location. So that means a different Facebook profile, different Yelp profile, different Yellow Pages. You can streamline all of this with Moz Local or the guy I use. I do white label citation if you guys want help with that. I was gonna say his name, but I'm white labeling it now. So, all right, we got R. Davis says, do you break your pages down by local SEO, 3-pack, on-site, etc., or are they combinations of everything? I meant to say packets, and I think he meant to say packages. So, do you break your packages down by local SEO? I just break them down by the audit. So my value ladder is free content, which you guys are getting right now. Next level up is a $200 SEO audit. The next level up is the implementations for that audit. And my minimum package now is, it's about $2,000. So, I was charging less than that, but because I just can't take on that many clients anymore, I have to charge more and just focus on implementing sections of hours per client and giving them the best results possible for the max amount of time I can give them, versus trying to take on 50 clients at 5 hours and not really providing any like great results until like a year later, if that. So it's really hard to take on SEO clients for like 5 hours a month, especially if you're only charging them like $500, which is what I first started doing. And you waste a lot of time doing that, which is it's good for a learning experience, like to start learning how to do SEO and manage clients and stuff. But you end up wasting a lot of time trying to manage 5-hour clients than if you were to spend time doing like a 20-hour client and be able to spend more time hyper focusing that. John says, what makes your citation guide better than WhiteSpark, BrightLocal, etc.? He doesn't charge $500 for citations. Well, I know WhiteSpark charges like that much. I don't know about BrightLocal or whatever else. By the way, I haven't said this yet, but if you guys like these videos, please leave a like right now. Be helpful to me. All right, so we got Marcel saying, I'm looking for a person who's great in closing deals. For the USA market, warm leads, it's not time consuming. It can be done between a current job. I tried it myself, but my English is not good enough. Sounds pretty interesting. So Stuart says, event from today I thought I would share. Wait, this is a really long post, I think. It's not super long, but had a last minute design cancellation for my design company and have an open slot. If you need a website design or redesign started on this week, hit me up. Chase's friends rate project we are finishing up. This is my friend. Oh, I think he's saying because he's my friend, he's gonna give you a discount. All right, let's see. I don't know why, but I feel like Ayub asks me what are no-follow links every single time I go live. Or somebody keeps asking me that question. I don't know why. You guys know that you can Google this stuff, right? Specifically for newbies who are new to SEO or people who are not clear about nofollow or dofollow, this post will be useful. Did you know nofollow is an HTML attribute value used to instruct search engines both that a hyperlink should not influence the link target's ranking in the search engine's index? There you go. Okay, we're gonna go answer these other questions. Oh, whoops. Comments. Didn't know this before. Thanks for the help. You are welcome. My new task to watch every single one of your videos. Awesome work for superb, from Superb Knowledge. Great video or great channel. Then I have close to 400 videos. So let me know when you watch them all. I used to have this one guy who would comment that I had more videos than Netflix. I missed that guy. All right. My question is, how often should I update my website articles and text throughout my website? Depends on what your goal is and how competitive the keywords are that you are targeting. ECR says, hi Chase, I want to ask if you want to share what kind of app you're using on your desktop. For recording, I use OBS. I should probably just create another tutorial for that on my channel. Well, no, because it's in the paid course. Micah says, Chase, thanks for taking your time to do these live and taking on questions. Unfortunately, I've never been able to catch you while you're live. I know I can probably receive notifications from YouTube to fix that. I do graphic design, motion graphics, and I'm about to help a client that just completed a successful Kickstarter campaign for a product collection. I'm taking in all of this information as a beginner and will be doing a case study on this client. I'm wondering if you've ever done SEO work for a client revolving around crowdfunding campaigns, and if you have sources that would be helpful in driving traffic in this aspect. I know content authority info, roundups, etc. will help drive traffic in this regard, but I didn't know if there's a more relevant way of directly funneling the focus of this campaign. So yeah, I'd focus on building huge authority in the niche through roundups or skyscrapers. I don't have any experience with Kickstarters. But I know most people go with paid. If I were to do the SEO approach, I would do what you're already considering. Hope that helps. Mina says, can you go over promotion process of an article once it's published on your client's site? Yeah, I actually have a video for this. I think if you Google or if you search on YouTube how to SEO a blog post 2017. My video should show up. There it is. Gaming World says, hey, what's up? R. Davis says, I noticed this time we can see your comments. Yeah, thanks. Last week we couldn't see what you were typing. That is why I kept asking if you would go slower. I don't know how you couldn't see that before. It's really weird. Huh. Micah says, thanks, Chase. You're welcome. Oh, that's awesome. You're on the stream. Whitney says, you can actually get in trouble for sending emails to people who have not actually whoops, shoot. I just pressed the back button. Where did that go? Oh. You actually get in trouble for sending emails to people who have not actually subscribed to your email. They have to physically opt in for a legal subscriber. And I said, depends on which state and country you're in. Jen says, is this free? I said, yes. Awesome, thanks for great info. Oh, and I think all of these I've pretty much already answered. So I gotta get on a call in like 10 minutes. If you guys found this information valuable or helpful, or you like that I do these, please leave a like if you haven't done so already. I'm gonna get ready for the call. If you guys haven't joined the Facebook group already, text the word SEO to 66866, or if you're in Africa, click the link in the description. You can head over and join the group. And that's it for today, guys. Until I see you all next time, happy SEOing.